Stay with us. 7 News at 6 starts now.
Coming up on 7 News at 6.
This was just more than just another call to us.
One life-changing 911 call rocks the city of Townville, devastating the community and the school.
The most important thing we can do is pray for the victims, pray for the families.
As a little boy still fights for his life.
Keep little Jacob, who continues to fight for his life. He's a hard little fighter.
A family grieves after a father is murdered. Teachers, firefighters, first responders, all hailed as heroes for putting student lives above their own.
And if they have to, they fight. And as y'all have heard, one of our firefighters did that. And probably saved a lot more lives.
Tonight, a child speaks out after the horrific tragedy that happened at her school. From 7 News, our thoughts and our prayers go out to Townville. We stand with Townville. 7 News at 6 starts now.
And tonight's big story, the tragedy in Townville. Our coverage for you continues here on 7 News. Today we've heard from the chief of the volunteer fire department where Jamie Brock works. Brock is the firefighter who stopped the shooting suspect at Townville Elementary School. He is a modest man and he's calling everyone but himself a hero, including the teachers and first responders, after 3 people were shot at the school.
7 News viewers watched all of this breaking news unfolding yesterday right here on the air and of course through the 7 News app. The suspect, a 14-year-old boy, is behind bars right now while prosecutors figure out if he will be charged as an adult. We want you to know that we are aware that social media outlets are identifying the teen believed to be a suspect in this shooting. As is our regular 7 News policy, we will not identify this young person until he is named by the authorities and has been charged with a crime. He is scheduled for a family court hearing tomorrow morning in Anderson County. The suspect's father, of course, was found dead at the home there on Osborne Road in Anderson County near Townville Elementary School.
We just got autopsy results from the coroner on the homicide victim, Jeff Osborne. He was shot multiple times. His son is accused of pulling the trigger at home and then later at Townville Elementary School. 3 people were shot there. 1 student and a teacher were treated at AnMed Health Medical Center and released. The 3rd victim, 6-year-old Jacob Hall, is still at Greenville Memorial Hospital in critical condition.
This afternoon, Greenville Hospital System gave us an update on little 6-year-old Jacob Hall. He's the only shooting victim still hospitalized, and he remains in critical condition tonight. Family members are telling me Governor Nikki Haley was right there at the hospital with the family last night. The governor also spoke with the other 2 injured in Townville.
Right now, you're looking at live video from the Walmart in Powdersville, where a prayer circle is being held. It's going on right now for Jacob Hall. We have a 7 News crew there. We'll have a full report coming up later on the 7 News app, plus here on the air. We have team coverage of the tragedy in Townville. Our Addie Hampton has a heart-wrenching story about what a student saw as her classmates were shot yesterday.
First, we're going to check in with our Dave Jordan. Dave, you were there for a really emotional news conference as the Townville fire chief told what happened.
Absolutely, Amy. Chief Billy McAdams spoke to the media. He says he and volunteer firefighter Jamie Brock first came to Townville Elementary after hearing news of the shooting. They went to the back of the school. They saw a pickup truck that was crashed near the playground area, and that's when they made the decision to split up. Brock stayed outside to canvass the area looking for the suspected shooter. McAdams went inside. Now, once McAdams had gone in, he saw 2 teachers. He saw teachers and 2 students. He tells us that 2 students were injured and so was a teacher. Brock, as we know, found the suspect and tackled him outside, holding him to the ground until the police arrived. Now, the teacher who was injured, her name is Megan Hollinsworth. We're told that she helped move children from one class to another and made sure first responders treated 6-year-old Jacob Hall, who suffered severe injuries.
Teacher Miss Hollinsworth at that time was seated and was telling us to take care of Jacob and not worry about her.
Was on the scene for several minutes, and obviously it was a highly emotional scene. Jamie Brock did not come to this briefing, but McAdams opted to read a statement from Jamie Brock, which essentially said that what he did was no different from what any other first responder would have done. He also asked the public to continue to pray for 6-year-old Jacob Hall, who is in intensive care tonight. We are live tonight outside of Townville Elementary. Dave Jordan, 7 News.
I prayed that everybody would be okay and no one got seriously injured.
We're beginning to hear from the smallest voices affected by this scary ordeal, the children less than 10 years old who up to that point were having a normal day at school.
One of those voices belongs to a cousin of our Addie Hampton, who's joining us live in Townville tonight. And Addie, it was pretty amazing watching you on the air reporting and knowing that you were getting these very personal updates about your own family member in the middle of this.
Yeah, Amy, it was shocking and scary to learn that any member of your family was involved in this, but 9 years old, a fourth grader here at Townville. Needless to say, I was just glad to sit down with her today, see that she is okay. With permission from her mother, we did talk about things that happened yesterday, what she felt, what she saw, what she prayed for.
We were in the middle of science and she just handed out our tornado sheets because we were going to go on our computer and do some research.
Lily Thrift prefers reading over science, but this was a fun assignment. It's one she would not complete Wednesday.
Our principal came on the announcements and she said we are on lockdown, and we all went to the corner beside our computers and we all hunkered down as low as we could get.
An active shooter is a situation Lily and her classmates trained for just a few days before, but this time she knew it was real.
We all just started to cry.
Lily describes hearing the voices of policemen talking to each other. One peeked into her classroom. We now know this was first responders clearing the classrooms one at a time. Lily says she grabbed the hand of a friend, scared.
What do you do when you're scared?
Pray.
What did you pray for yesterday?
Pray that everyone would be okay.
Lily was one of hundreds of students evacuated from their classrooms, put on buses to Oakdale Church a few miles down the road. That's where she finally found her mother, Tara Thrift.
I give my mom my little baby and I said, I'm going to get Lily. She said, you won't be able to get through. I said, I don't care, I will get there.
Together, Tara and Lily worked to comfort the youngest of students, calling their parents, ensuring their child was okay.
But some of the kids didn't even know their phone numbers. They were that young, they were babies, and their innocence was just ripped from them yesterday.
Today, they are sticking close by each other, as so many families are in this close-knit community. They wait for the news of 6-year-old Jacob Hall, who they've known all his life and who is now fighting for his own. Lily also works to process what happened.
We were talking about how I'm not allowed to watch rated R movies and how it just kind of came to life.
But mostly this family represents so many, expressing gratitude for all of those hometown heroes who stepped up to protect.
I want to thank them all.
Now, I mentioned in that piece the training that these students have gone through. It's called Alice, and here in Anderson County, I've actually been a part of a drill seeing this in action, and it really, really works. Tara Thrift, her mother, was thanking all the first responders and school districts here that have put this into practice. We do know by a post from Senator Lindsey Graham that they practiced this just last Friday. This was very, very recent in their brains, and they're thankful that it surely was when this happened yesterday. I'm reporting live in Townville tonight. Addie Hampton, 7 News.
Amazing children. Thank you, Addie. One question still to be answered is whether the 14-year-old arrested in this case will be tried as a minor or as an adult. A USC law professor who specializes in juvenile law says it is up to a prosecutor to request that a minor be tried as an adult. 14-year-olds can be tried as adults for murder and a list of other felonies, but a judge has to approve it after a hearing.
For a hypothetical child who's accused of something horrible, you want to look at the family circumstances. Were they being abused or not? Is there a mental health condition? If so, has it been diagnosed? Has it been treated? Is there a developmental disability? Did they understand what they were doing?
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that someone under the age of 18 cannot be given the death penalty, and it's made it very hard to sentence a minor to life without parole.
Senator Tim Scott brought flowers to Townville after meeting with first responders and Red Cross workers. Senator Scott said a prayer and asked all of us to do the same.
The most important thing we can do is pray for the victims, pray for the families, and then piece it all together.
And Senator Lindsey Graham spoke to the principal of Townville Elementary School last night. Graham says she told him they had just practiced for an active shooter just a few days earlier, on Friday. He posted that information on his Facebook page. Graham says the principal told him she had visited Jacob Hall at the hospital and she had asked that he and others pray for him as well. I told her that I would definitely pray for his recovery, and I'm sure that every person of faith in South Carolina was doing likewise. South Carolina 3rd District Congressman Jeff Duncan released this statement a short while ago. Ours is not the first community to be touched by this kind of violence, nor will it be the last. But I know that by the grace of God, we will recover from this tragedy and find strength in each other and in the providence of God. Our community must come together, especially to help all of the children who will need our love and counsel to get through the coming days and months.
We want to recap the new developments out of Townville today. Today, the fire chief called the teachers and those first responders heroes. He said their quick action when that gunman opened fire at Townville Elementary School saved lives. 2 students and the teacher, of course, were shot. One of those students, little 6-year-old Jacob Hall, is still in critical condition. There's a GoFundMe page raising money for the family. It's already hit over $50,000, and GoFundMe says they're going to donate another $5,000 to this cause. The suspect's father was found shot to death at a home on Osborne Road near the school. The autopsy revealed he was shot multiple times. The suspect will be in family court in Anderson County tomorrow morning. Some media outlets have named the suspect, but 7 News will not, since he's a juvenile. It is our policy to wait for charges or for authorities to release his name. You can watch for developments on that court appearance on your 7 News app tomorrow morning.